The representatives of 4 groups in EU Parliament called on the EU Commission to not unfreeze 13 billion euros of EU funding for Hungarian government until they fulfill judicial reforms.
The only moment that the funds currently frozen for the Hungarian government can be unfrozen is when the Hungarian government makes visible, credible and verifiable steps towards reconstructing an independent judiciary, and that's only the starting point.
In September 2022, EU Parliament declared that Hungary is not longer a functional democracy because the government under Prime Minister Viktor Orban has been allegedly deliberately undermining democracy, fundamental rights and the rule of law for over a decade. Since then, almost 30 billion euros of Hungarian funding has been blocked.
What I feel that they are doing is that they are trying to achieve a maximum result, maximum funds released with a minimum of effort.
To release these funds, the government of Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban must meet 17 remedial measures and implement 10 additional reforms to strengthen judicial independence.
The conditions that were set by the Commission, the so-called milestones, are an absolute minimum. That is the minimum requirement. We actually need a lot more to happen in Hungary, but if they want to have access again to part of the funds, 13 billion in this case, these reforms have to be visible, verifiable and sustainable.
The Hungarian government introduced a number of legislative reforms to meet EU requirements and requested unfreezing of the 13 billion euros.
Well, what we do know is that there are timelines and that the Commission is currently assessing how Hungary did its homework or not, and that also there's a deadline probably within a month or so that they will have to come with a judgment on the quality of the reforms made by the Hungarian government.
However, the representatives of European People's Party, Socialists and Democrats, Renew Europe and the Greens, European Free Alliance groups, think that the Hungarian government should do more to refreeze the funding.
So we decided it was important to say now that we, from what we know and what we see, are not satisfied yet, and that we think that the European Commission should also take more time to see whether these possible reforms by the Hungarian government will actually be implemented and are also verifiable.
They urge the EU Commission to wait with the assessment of Hungarian reforms at a minimum until after the election to the National Judicial Council of Hungary towards the end of November, beginning on December 2023. The representatives of the majority in EU Parliament demand to hold the unblocking of funds until the prescribed changes are put into action.
The second problem I see is that the Hungarian government is not convinced that this is actually important to do for the Hungarian people, first and foremost, but also for the European rule of law. No, they just do it because they think they can meet the criteria to get some funds released. But what we need is reforms that are sustainable, that cannot be reversed, that cannot be reversed in a couple of months by the same Hungarian government after they have received the funds.
Виталий Сизов, Ruslan Kuzgov from Brussels for UATV channel.